I want to talk about something you tweeted yesterday.
Yes.
You tweeted saying that you were
Oh.
confronted in the street by a sugar daddy.
Yes.
What
Jealous?
happened there?
So, Joe. Oh.
That's my dream.
Next. Okay. The most surprising response I got was just everybody wanted a hookup to this person. So now I know next time it happens, I can facilitate.
I would
you know?
100% have a sugar daddy. I don't give a
You're
shit.
gonna love one of the parts of this then. So, I literally walk out of a coffee store, and immediately after I walk out of a coffee store, by the way, I hate saying this. I live in Beverly Hills, but it's because it's the only place.
Big flex.
No, it's because it's literally the only place that me and my 6 roommates could find a house with enough room so we could all split.
Yeah, that
The
was
rent.
nice enough and was under 50 mil, you know?
Okay. It's actually like the rent we pay because we all split it is probably less than a 1-bedroom apartment
Yeah.
in a shittier place. But anyways, so I'm in a Beverly Hills neighborhood, like very safe, nice, like family-oriented neighborhood. I walk out of a coffee store, and right beside it is this guy wearing like a white blouse, some pants. He had AirPods in, I specifically remember.
Okay, big flex.
He looked like, yeah, actually. And he spoke to me the whole time with the AirPods in, so it was like double flex.
Dude, he was just having a business meeting.
Ruthless.
He wasn't even talking to you. He's just on the fucking phone. Like, no thanks.
I wasn't the sugar baby in that scenario. Yeah, so he's chilling there. I want to like describe it visually.
Sure.
What did he look like?
Yeah, that's what. So he looked like at least 30, maybe late 30s, maybe 40s.
So not too old.
He had like blonde, dirty blonde hair, and it was thinning a bit, and he was a little red.
It's just me.
Yeah, what the fuck?
No.
Was it-
He was like my height too.
Oh.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
me. Not me. Definitely not me.
It's his brother.
Yo, brother.
I got 2, but they're both just
Oh,
as tall
yeah.
as
They're
me,
also,
so
yeah,
that's
they're
not,
huge.
That's not what it was.
Okay, so yeah, I'm walking, and I see that he kind of looks at me. By the way, like this is I walk out of the coffee store like this, and I'm starting to walk on the other side of it, and he's on that corner. So we kind of make eye contact, and I see he's kind of looking at me, but I just like to avoid. So I just look away, and I start walking towards my house, and he runs up behind me, and then he goes, "Excuse
Is
me,"
it full on sprint?
Fucking.
a light jog.
A light.
He
Yeah,
Naruto
to
runs
catch
over.
up.
So he's like.
Like he took a few seconds to decide whether he was gonna approach me or not. You know what I mean?
So he was like.
He needed to closely
Yes.
analyze.
Yeah.
Yeah. Understandable.
And I gotta say, every time someone does that, it is the most frightening thing ever. I don't know why.
If somebody's
imagine.
running
Can
behind
completely
you,
imagine.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
would
I-
imagine.
Just like, even if it's just like a light tap, like just the act of someone approaching me in public, I'm like, I like screamed a bit. And he was like, sorry. And I was like, it's fine. And he said, oh, I was wondering if I could ask you something. And I was like, oh, what's up? And he said, I'm moving into the area soon, and I'm getting a 1-bedroom apartment, like in this area, blah, blah, blah. Do you know if it's hard to get street parking? And
What a weird
I was,
question.
I know, but I was like, well, I don't know. Maybe people ask this shit. I don't know. So I said, I think like street parking
Sounds like
is
an
really not that
undercover
bad.
cop trying to use code.
True.
I was wondering if we could get some street parking.
I said, yeah, I got some street parking.
And then you gave him some
The MDMA from earlier. Full
Full
story.
circle.
Okay, so I told him, I was like, oh, I think you can get like a parking pass from the city. People, like roommates that I have applied for one, it was easy, blah, 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 blah. Told him what I knew, but I also said, I don't know much about street parking. And he goes, oh, okay, so it's not that hard. Thank you, I appreciate that a lot. Most people wouldn't like answer this or whatever. I was like, no problem. About to leave, and he goes, wait. Do you live in this area? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, what's it like? Nice, family friendly. And he goes, there's something else I want to ask you, but I'm not really sure what proper etiquette is for this sort of thing. And
New
I
to
was
the
like,
whole sugar
You want
baby
to
scene.
fuck? Yeah.
no, listen.
Nah?
He doesn't even say that.
It's like, I would like to propose an arrangement.
Better. He thought the AirPods weren't flexing enough. So he goes, yeah, I don't know how to ask this. And I was like, okay. And he goes, but you see, I'm from New York and I have this friend. He works at Google. We both work at Google. And he told me that this area was the area where you can build sugar daddy, sugar baby relationships.
That
And
makes total sense.
That's
Really?
kind of that's kind of
Perfect
like
area.
Does it?
Yes.
But he said like, the way he said, he was like, just like any girl on the street, like just walking around on the street.
It's
I mean,
LA.
in fairness, he does seem pretty polite about it. He's like,
Yeah.
look, if you're interested, it's totally cool,
We
but
could
I
build the
heard.
foundations of a sugar daddy baby relationship.
When he said that, I was like, I'm sorry, I'm not an expert on that topic. That's literally what I said. I was
Wow.
like,
Not an expert on
yeah,
that topic.
is this
Yeah.
the area for it? I do not know.
Sorry, I've only had 5 sugar daddies. Not quite expert
Not
level
7,
yet.
yeah.
I mean, you realized at this point that what he was asking you. He wasn't actually asking you about, is this area good for this kind of thing?
Yeah,
To
he
some
was-
extent. And
Or were you just like,
he
confused
followed it
then?
up too. When I was like, I don't really know. He said something like about the area. And he said, yeah, he said just like everybody, like most random girls on the street are just like fine with this sort of deal or whatever. And I was like, sorry, I really don't know. And he said, another thing, like, is it a relationship that always has to be sexual? And I was like,
Most sugar daddy
This guy have
things aren't.
Asperger's?
Like,
What the fuck?
no, he really did not seem like off in that sense. He just seemed like much older and looking for a sugar baby. And I said, I don't. At that point, I was like, I was like,
Go on
I
Discord.
don't think it has to be sexual. I guess it depends on the girl.
a lot
I
of
was like,
sugar daddy stuff
I'm sure-
isn't sexual at all.
Really?
I told him, I was like, I'm sure
How are
some
you
girls might even
well-versed in this?
prefer that.
Oh,
He said
are
research.
you kidding me? Do you know me? My
he-
dream in life is to marry rich.
Yeah?
He mentioned, he was like about picking them up on the street. He was like, yeah, because like I would never use a website for that. And I was like, really? Like I would think a website is a better place to do this sort of
That's
arrangement.
creepy.
Yeah, and I was just really trying to dip from the conversation, and he was really trying to keep the conversation going.
Mm.
And just had to slide out of there.
So, have you had any interest in becoming a sugar baby, perhaps?
No, Twitch income's pretty decent. I won't lie. Have you seen my streams with Fitz?
Turn up, dude.
He's your sugar daddy.
Yeah. All right, let's not.
It's
okay.
the other way around.
It actually
admit it.
is.
Yeah.
Sugar mama.
Yeah.
All right,
She's
guys.
a little sugar
No,
baby.
it's
Thanks
the
for listening.
donators. It's the donators.
True. Yeah, the donors are the real sugar daddies.
Yes.
Like, let's be
Yeah.
honest.
Uh-huh.
Let's be honest. Instead of sex, they just love watching me kill your pets in Minecraft. That's all it is.
Odd, but we'll take it.
So how did you eventually dip out of the conversation? Like, what was the exit plan? Like, how did you get out of this one?
I just said, I have to go. Like, my roommates are waiting for me at home. That's always my go-to. Anyone's bugging me? Yo, I got like 7 roommates at home waiting for me. But everyone's on their PC, actually.
True. Interesting. I mean, I want to be mad, but I mean, this guy kind of just seems like he was like, hey, just inquiring.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was
You know?
pretty straight up. It's hard to hate on a man.
No,
that has that
I
kind of
wasn't
class.
hating. I was just taken aback. I think this has happened to me one other time, but the guy kept mentioning how young I was, so that was really creepy. Or how young I looked.
Oh.
Yeah, so that was very odd. And he kept, imagine meeting someone on the street. This was when I was still living in Canada. So I was like, I'm not from here. And he just kept saying, I can fly you out here again.
Wow.
Like, do not worry. It's like, I'm good, mister. Thank you.
Well, that's when you say like, which class? I mean, are we talking economy or like, what's the deal here? Like, what's going on?
Because I don't fly coach.